Welcome to another Tech Tuesday. I am your host, Matthew the Body Kemet Mueller, reporting to you live from the center of the volume universe, Minneapolis, Minnesota. More specifically, my kitchen in the center of the volume universe. We are doing a little bit of a later record on this, but I appreciate you guys for hanging out. I would like to, when I work on these Tech Tuesdays, I kind of try to think about things that would be helpful specifically in our business. And our business has continued to grow throughout the years. And I think next year we're going to have a pretty healthy grow again. I think we're looking at another 30%, which is huge. And we have been, as we've grown our company from 86 kids to 140,000 heads in the 8 years we've done it, this company has kind of focused on the QR code method for most of our shooting. There's a little bit of time that we did tethered at the start where we were with photo links. Then we went to Got Photo and Captura, and we've kind of veered away from that. And as we're growing, we are looking back to tethered as a solution to speed up our workflow and take advantage of some of the tools. So it's something that a lot of my friends in this industry have been getting calls. I've been calling the Mike Norkins. I've been calling the Alex Ellas. I've been calling the Nick Shoes. I've been calling the Birdies. I've been calling all my guys. I'm trying to figure out how people do that. And today I was excited because I'm bringing on my friend Lauren. Lauren is from Tether Tools. Welcome, Lauren.
Hi.
And Lauren and I have worked on and off throughout the years. And Tether Tools has been a big supporter of SPAC, as well as me. And when we were talking last, I think when were we connected? This was like June, July, I think.
Yeah, earlier in the year.
Yeah, and she shared with me that they have a new product coming out, and it's something that is finally out, and we can talk about it. And so I wanted to bring Lauren on to kind of talk to us about some of the things that Tether Tool has. And I got a bunch of silly questions just to walk through, Lauren, nothing too crazy. But
no, of course, I'm excited to hear what questions come in. You guys are always like the group of photographers that give us some of the best ideas for the things that you need. So it's always great to be on with you and chatting with you because there's always an idea of, it would be great. You always say that to me. It would be great if we could do this. And that's all of the things that you guys share with me at SPAC and, and different imaging and other, events and things. All that goes straight back to our product development team. So it's exciting to hear, what your questions might be today.
I appreciate that. That's one of my favorite things about SPAC, to be honest with you. There's a lot of conventions and learning opportunities out there. And I think they're all great. So I don't want to throw, there's certainly no shade at any of them. But like SPAC is the biggest collection of people in this little itty bitty niche of photography. And
super focused, which is awesome.
Yeah. And we get to like bounce ideas off of people that are like, I feel like it's just such an amazing place to share and go and grow. And yeah, so talk to us about this. What is this new product?
Sure. Yeah, so we've been working on this for some time. Tethering workflow is so incredibly helpful in certain ways, but it also adds gear, right? It adds things that you have to bring. And so everyone who we talk to that is going out and shooting, students on fields, on basketball courts, in schools, in cafeterias, in libraries, in classrooms, gyms, wherever it is you're going, you don't want to have to lug a whole bunch of stuff out there. You want to make it as streamlined as possible, but also know that your photographers are on set getting a great shot. And so we've heard over the years, that seems like a lot to bring all that. I'm just going to stick with my process and not shoot tethered. But then there's this benefit that people go, oh, I really wish I could get my shot in the camera, into the computer, and maybe into the cloud and edited and done. And I want to shoot tethered on location. So we took all that input and said, how do we make this easier for everybody? How do we make it more lightweight? We've always had, the very first product we ever introduced was a tethered table. How do we take the laptop on location? That was the first challenge we solved. And then over time it was, hey, the cables were working sometimes, die on us. Okay, great. Let's solve the cable problem. Hey, now the cable gets pulled out of the camera. How do we solve the cable support problem? And so over the years, we just listen and then solve the problem. So with this one, it became, we had the tether table. How do you make it more lightweight? How do you make me more easy to go on location and just be able to set up easily? So what we introduced was something that could be super lightweight, super compact, and still really robust because you're working with thousands of kids a day. You don't need, you need gear that's going to hold up to all those kids and all your photographers. So what we introduced was actually a really cool new system that is super, super lightweight, but lets you keep all of your fun accessories with you. And while it looks like a similar format, different shape, different configuration to the tether table, one of the most exciting benefits of it is that it only weighs 3 pounds.
It only weighs what?
It only weighs 3 pounds.
Okay.
It folds in half. So this literally goes in your backpack, in your camera bag, wherever you want it to go. And it all folds up with all the accessories still on it. And you can drop it directly into a backpack. And then once you get to your location, you open up, set up, put your laptop on top, secure it down, and you're good to go. So it's really, really lightweight and lets you build out your whole workflow with tools and everything on location. You can put it on a tripod, you can put it on a light stand, you can put it on a C-stand or off of the column of a light stand. And then we added these fun little legs so you can also put it directly on any table surface. But even
what is that made out of? Did you say?
It's aluminum. It's lightweight aerospace aluminum, and it has this cool little track on the side. You can kind of see right there. The track lets you slide in accessories. So like this is our little accessory holder. If you want to put a light meter or a battery or your phone or your barcode scanner, now you have a little compartment that you can put all of your gear in, and it hangs off the side of the table. If you want to make sure that you don't have to find a plug when you get there, you can put a battery pack in these tech straps right here and hold your battery pack underneath the table, power your laptop, and you're good to go.
And I bet that aluminum is also good for laptops on like the real long shoots.
It is for sure, because it's got these little channels, and these are all airflow channels. So you've got airflow going past your computer the entire time. So when you're shooting, you know this, the more heat goes into your computer, the hotter it gets, the slower it goes, and the more battery you burn up. So you want to keep that airflow going. So the channels in the tracks have so many purposes. They're airflow, but they also are the same size as a cold shoe. So any cold shoe accessory can slide into that as well. So if you want to mount a little phone or other screen or accessories, you put a little cold shoe into the track, add a little mount. Now you can put your phone up there, have your shot list, whatever it is that you need nearby. You've got the ability to really be flexible with what you create with it.
Amazing. So one of the things that I loved when I was using this, we had this, I think it was like one of the first people when it came out. I think we had this like T set up on the low boy with the table.
Yep.
And the camera stand. And it was okay. So my favorite thing about that, actually, like I'll never forget, I set up at a charter school, and this is like when we were like little. I think we only had 4 cameras ever. And the thing that I loved about it was like the principal came down from the charter school and he goes, "Oh wow, this looks like a really nice operation." And the level of professionalism that you can get by not having some of the do-it-yourself solutions, I think we get professional. We wear uniforms. Our kits are all uniformed, and we do all that to kind of maintain this presence of professionalism. And I think that Tether Tools has always made it really ezy to at least look like you know what you're doing.
Yeah, 100%. Professionalism is important. Shoot day is a big deal. Like kids are excited about shoot day. I mean, it's the hair, it's the outfits, choosing what you're gonna look like in your yearbook forever. And this year it was really interesting. For the first time ever, my son went to high school and they did shoot day on like orientation day, which we'd never had before. So get your cards, middle school, they don't do that. So get your cards, set the very first day. And we walked through and I went, wow, our local team really stepped everything up. And it did look really professional. And as a parent, I couldn't wait to get the card, to go home and scan and make our purchases. So it does make a huge difference for the kids, the school, being the ability to bring that professional experience to the school, I think gets you the business year after year.
100%. And like, especially for someone like me, when I was breaking into this industry and I was competing with the Life Touches and the Jostens, and everybody always says we all compete with Life Touch and Jostens, but they're 6 miles away from my studio. I mean, they are like right there for me.
Right there. Yeah.
So I was always very aware of the perception people could have by looking. And so it's always been something that I've been cognizant of, because I never wanted to look like you were ever taking a step back from our competitors. Like, and I knew that we would go up against the biggest, baddest guys. So that's
which
awesome.
is awesome. And that personal touch as well, right? You're not just the big company that comes in with everything. You're providing that great experience. You're providing that great service, and the human touch that you put into that adds only to your professionalism, right? It becomes memorable. Everything goes smoothly for shoot day, but it's your personality that really brings that forward too. So,
well, in that old T setup that I had, one of some of my favorite accessories I had on it was I actually have we still use it. We have a V-Lock battery power inverter that we're hooking up and running on these. But with this setup right now, how are, I guess, any real world tales that you can tell me about people that are using it in the field? What are they doing? Are they doing tripods? Are they doing a stand? What are most people doing with this?
Yeah, sure. So the AeroTrack itself comes with a couple of cool accessories. It comes with the clamps that go on top of it, so you can mount your laptop onto it. It comes with the carry case and the handle. And then there's this cool tool that goes on the bottom as well. So I'll show one of the cool accessories. As I mentioned, you could add cold shoes onto it, but there's also quarter 20s that you can slide into the tracks. Let me see if I can show it better. You can slide them directly into the tracks. And so now you can add anything on there. And if you want to move that that little thread, you just use this little tool, it's a little hex tool. You untwist that, slide it and move it, and now you can put it anywhere. So we have people who are improving that experience, especially on the sports side, where people want to see what's being shot. So we had Brad Deal and James Quantz and Danny Mack did a seminar recently, and what they did was they set up the whole shoot and they showed the images on a large screen. So they took their little Teradek, you can use an Axon or anything else, and they slid it into the tracks. And then they wirelessly transmitted and slung the images that they were capturing in their station up onto the large screen in the gymnasium. So all these kids are getting their pictures. Now they're not just larger than life on the back of a screen or on a MacBook screen or a computer screen. They're on the wall in the gym, right? And so now you're really seeing yourself larger than life. And that, like you're saying, it adds that experiential part of it and the professionalism to it. And now these kids are, over the moon. This is what I look like on the big screen. This is what I'm going to look like on Instagram or wherever I share my photos, or to that recruiter, that's going to see it. So that's one thing that people are doing, because now you can add all that technology, but still keep your setup really small. Those little, Axons are a tiny little cold shoe, adaptable transmitter. So that was a cool feature that somebody was using. You mentioned DTAP batteries. That's another thing that is cool about this. You can slide any batteries on the bottom of these straps. We do have more accessories that are going to continue to come out on this. We'll have a sunshade soon. We'll have a mouse pad soon. And then we'll also have a DTAP battery adapter for the bottom of it. So you can attach DTAPs and any other power sources you need to.
That's awesome. I think the one thing that I saw that over the years, I'll just be honest with you, the thing that saved my ass more times than I want to actually admit is the fact that we have so much redundancy with our images too. Yeah. And so having, we photograph, I bought my first ever, I didn't know they made it. And they came out the other day, I had to buy one. I got a 2 terabyte memory card as my backup in my Sony. So I think that'll last just about the rest of my career.
Right. Yeah. That's something that you can do. You can totally add that on here. So that's what I was going to say, is that there's such a cool way
for you to have that external hard drive.
Yeah, you just add the external hard drive right here underneath your straps, and you just plug that in right under here, and then plug directly in. So you're good to go. And you can put it anywhere. All the things are movable to any location. We have people who are, hanging, we got little hooks on here. You can hang speakers off of this too. So you can, set up we got a little JBL speaker. We put that out on shoots, and just kind of changes the atmosphere, the environment a little bit, gets the kids excited, play their favorite songs from that year, Lots of fun things you can do with it. But the memory and the storage is key, being able to store your images and then know you've got that backup, and then slinging things to the cloud, of course, is always really helpful too.
So is this compatible with some of the other stuff that I may have from Tether Tools?
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. So the way you would mount it, essentially, it's got a quarter 20 and a 3/8 in the center. So you can put it in any tripod, any, adapter. We do have a little baby junior adapter. So if you want to put it on top of a light stand, you've got a pin, you can put the baby adapter on top. It screws right into the bottom of the table. Of course, you guys have seen this setup from us before. This is our crossbar setup. There's 3/8 threads on that, so you can put the arrow track directly on top of it. You really can mount it anywhere you want. For those who are doing, more photography in their own studios or senior shots where you've got somebody coming in to you, if people have carts, there's pins on carts. You can use a cart for that as well, and put it on the pin of the cart, or you just set up the legs and put it, if you're in a situation where you're on a 6-foot table, one day and the next day you're on a tripod, you can go back and forth, right? It's meant to go wherever you go. My favorite, so guilty of this. I'm a coffee drinker, big time. Okay. So my favorite thing is I take this to the coffee shop when I want to get out of, the office or my house for work, and I'll just set it up, but I've already got my backup battery. I've got my hard drive. I don't have to find plugs everywhere. So I'll just take it and go do some work in a coffee shop and set up and have it with me. And everyone's like, what's going on? Why do you have this whole cool setup here? And I was like, well, now I'm all set. I already have my battery. I already have my hard drive. Everything's just there.
You're like the cool kid at Starbucks. That's awesome.
Well, now, okay. I used to look like the yard sale at Starbucks. I would go in and I'd have like a cable going under the table this way and one behind the, now I go in and I'm like, I'm all contained. I look like I know what I'm doing. So it makes me look more professional in the coffee shop.
That's amazing. So I know that like when we talked back in June and July, it was like just coming off of manufacturing. I know that now we got some people out. It's like really in the field that people are using it. What's the feedback you're hearing kind of from the ambassadors, from the people who got it early, and what are you hearing from the people who've ordered it up and early adapters?
Yeah, there's the main thing people are really talking about is how travel friendly it is. Being able to put it in its own case or throw it in like a Pelican. It's okay. I've got my lights underneath. I can throw this right on top of that and be off and running. I don't have to bring extra gear. I can just put it in what I already have. So that's been really good feedback. And then people are excited about different accessories. It's really fun making gear for people who have gear acquisition syndrome, like all of us, in the photo industry. Everyone wants fun gear. So lots of fun ideas. Sunshades. Somebody, those Nintendo Switches where you can put the controllers on the outside of it. Somebody made a suggestion to us. We're like, okay, if you could just add me 2 different panels on the outside.
Nintendo Switch right here. I do know about.
I didn't plan this, you guys. He just had it handy. So
I do know about the Nintendo Switch, Lauren.
All right. So the old version. I don't know if does that model have the side controllers too?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I've been seeing that you have the Mac Daddy version. My kids have the little red and blue one. I don't know if that's the same.
Yeah,
that thing.
One.
Right. So somebody wanted us to take like extra accessories and like, can you just make it bigger and put them on the outside and then give me this panel of technology? So we had somebody who wanted to do streaming, like we're doing today. They wanted to control their streaming deck and be able to like switch between camera and their, on-screen camera and then their whatever camera they're using to show the products that they're taking photos of, and then be able to go web as well. So they had a little switcher and they're like, if only I had a place right on the side of it, I could add more gear or more tools. So that was one. The other was the idea of being on location and doing live streaming on location. I was like, hey, that's a pretty good idea. If you can compact, take that setup with you and go on location with it, that would be pretty cool too. And then we had a call from a DJ who wanted to spin records on it. And he was like, I just need more room underneath. Can you make me longer legs? I'm like, hey, maybe we can. We'll see.
That's awesome. Well, I was going to say, I think there's like, for me personally, I just sometimes when I'm setting up my station, sometimes like things can get a little cluttered and I'm like a bull in a china shop and I move around. So I enjoy the idea for me of being able to kind of lock my stuff down and be able to give stuff a home. And this is where this is my workspace. This is where this is. I think that's cool. What I like about it for my employees is that we're big on like when we do our setups, we have a position in our studio. It's called a senior photographer. The senior photographer, they're the shoot lead, and they go down and they make sure that everyone's, lights are set up correctly, exposure is correct, light balance is correct. And one of the things that I always like is I love when we get like 5 stations set up in a row because I just look down the line. I'm like, all the lights are correct. All the hair lights are correct. What I think this would allow us to do, if we ever implement something like that, is we literally have just a roadmap of like, this is where your laptop goes. This is where your hard drive goes. And what an easy way for us to communicate clearly what a proper station looks like and where everything goes. I think Yeah, I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, I think that's one of the neat things about working with it when you first set up the workstation, and in your business, the repeatability, the consistency of what you deliver is so important. So I can see that need for the exact science. And once you work with it and set things up, then you figure out exactly where is the best place for the hard drive on the table. Where's the least likelihood of a cable pulling out? Where is the best place for the barcode scanner to go? And you can mount wherever you want and use any of the tools you want. And then once you get it set for you, like you said, you can then deploy it with your team and make sure that it's locked down and you've already gone through all the testing and knowing what's best for the full operation. You can deploy it and then run it down the line, have everybody set up properly.
I also just think it's one of those things too that you're gonna end up buying one of them. It's just gonna last forever. It looks pretty.
Yeah,
pretty legit.
That is one thing that we're really, really solid on. As far as the company, we make stuff that's designed to last. We know that your employees are going to beat it up. The kids are going to trip over it. There's going to be all kinds of things that happen. The AeroTrack system is actually a lifetime warranted system. We're standing by the entire thing. So yeah, absolutely. So it's got, like we talked about, it's aluminum, really, really sturdy, folds in half, has these great little magnets that click it all together. But it's really, really solid as far as the workmanship and the build. And then even all your little accessories that come with it, the straps and the hooks, everything on here is meant to be compacted down and really well managed, so that when you pack it up and you take it out every day in and out of that bag for every single shoot, it's going to last you for that lifetime. It's meant to last. We also increased this last year, speaking of warranties, making sure that things work on location is one of the most important things. If anything goes down in your shoot, that could cost you business. It could cost you time. It could cost you money. So we actually increased our cable warranties to up to a year. We rebuilt our cables this past year, make them even more solid, more able to withstand the day-to-day wear and tear that photographers put on it. And we put a year-long warranty on those, just to make sure that everybody can do what they need to do with the gear that they have.
Awesome. Well, Lauren, I think you have a video you wanted to show. Is that a thing?
Yeah, I wanted to show a little inspiration, give everybody some ideas as to what you could do with it. Hopefully some of you have seen this on our Instagram. If not, you can go to tethertools.com/aerotrack and see the whole system. But let me share the video with you, and you can see what it's all about.
Here we go, and I'll toss that on.
Let's see.
I feel like Corey is so good when she's on camera because she always smiles and she looks so pretty and put together. And I have to whenever we're doing these, I have to be like, fix your face, man.
We all aspire to be Corey.
Oh, did it come through yet? I'm not seeing it yet.
You haven't seen it? Here we go.
Click that one more time.
All right, give me just a second here.
And then the other thing is we're getting that up. If you guys watching any of the other companies or just attendees, people that are affiliated with SPAC, man, if you got any other cool tech, it was awesome to have the guys from to talk about One Roster. We love having Tether Tools on. We've had Captura on a couple of times. We've had Got Photo on a couple of times. If you guys can think of anyone else that would be that you want to talk about some tech or see anything cool that they're doing, make sure you give them a shout so that I can get them on here.
It's a great idea. Great idea. All right, let's share this out.
Oh, I got it now. Well, my inner Lego nerd just freaked out to see all of that. I I guess, Lauren, I just wanted to give you an opportunity. Is there anything else that we didn't cover on this that you want to make sure that people know?
I think it's kind of exciting. You already knew about this crossbar workstation here, but the kits just came out. The AeroTrack just came out this past month in September, and later this month, I guess SPAC is the first group to find out. But we're going to be introducing some kits later this month as well. So this all-in-one kit, which gives you the crossbar on the sidearm, and then we have another ultimate kit, which gives you a really large monitor experience, as we talked about before. So those are coming out in October. So you guys are the first to know that's going to be on the market pretty soon as well. So we're excited to share it with you. I am hoping to be at SPAC. Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Excited to share it with you guys there.
Yeah. I'll make sure I buy you the first beer.
Perfect.
Well, thank you so much for hanging out.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here. And
I'm a big fan of Tether Tools. And I also love companies that support the education within our industry. So thank you for supporting SPAC. And,
of course, our pleasure. And you guys, I know a lot of the team and the members out at SPAC. And you guys have my contact information. If not, feel free to reach out to our customer support or find me somehow. We're always happy to help answer questions or work with you on workstations and workflow. We've got lots of people here who have lots of experience with what you do, and we'd just be happy to help you set it all up.
Awesome. Go check out their website, guys. Go check out this table. It's dope. And I will see you in January.
All right. Take care. Thanks so much.